I think the reason why I talk to my opponents is just because I just get in their head. You know, makes them play a little bit worse.
Solo kills Jensen before Plimpo gets there! Oh! That's a ring with the trash talk. Oh my god! It continues!
When I would do it in the past, it has affected people, in wrestling specifically. And when I went into Academy, I had like a revelation that someone trash talked me and it affected me. I'm like, wow, maybe I should start doing this again.
I mean, APA loves trash talking, but I feel like when he talks, he plays much worse, so it's kind of a good thing. Like, I remember APA sent an interview, if someone talks to him, he gets really in his head, so obviously if I get in his head, that's a good thing, right? So I'll just talk back to him.
사실 저는 작년부터 상대가 조조편이나 APA면은 바로 그냥 게임 시작부터 차단을 받고 시작하긴 해서 플라이랑 TL 경기를 할 때 그 APA 선수가 되게 채팅을 많이 쳤잖아요. 그리고 제가 젠슨이 인터뷰를 하는 거 봤는데 저도 어느 정도 동의하는 부분이긴 해요.
It is taking focus away a bit because it's really hard to focus when like a bad player is talking.
사실 저도 좀 같이 있으면서도 AP가 야 이래도 되나? 이럴 정도로 좀 많이 타이핑을 하긴 하는데 채팅을 치고 뭐 즐기면 되지 않았나? 이 생각은 들어가지고 자기 실력에만 뭔가 멘탈에만 문제만 생기지 않으면 괜찮지 않나 해서 저도 약간 살짝 조인했거든요. 좀 더 채팅도 좀 더 쳐주고 같이 재밌던 것 같아요. AP가 막판에 스크림 같이 했다고 하니까 제가 동의한다고 그런 말 했거든요. 좀 톡식하네요. 좀 생각해보니까.
He said like, can't wait to kick you out. I don't remember, something about an international tournament, because the winner of this series goes to MSI, right? And last splits to go to Worlds, it was me versus TL and I lost. So he's saying like, if he kicks me out again, it'll be funny or something like that. I mean, it'll be pretty funny if he kicks me out again, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, that won't happen.
I'm not saying it's the most important thing. Like, I'd rather win than get, you know, JoJo's or Jensen's head. But to me, it's just a part of playing. I'm just trying to win. So I'm just doing what I think will give me the best chance to win.
Welcome back to the LCS 1-0 for Team Liquid. My prediction's officially wrong.
Same.
So we'll see what happens for the rest of the series. But Emily, what was your big takeaway from game one?
I mean, I like that you guys pointed out the Herald play because it showcases how well TL do play around Ziggs. And I know they brought this up on cast in terms of win rate with APA on Ziggs and Azael versus all of his other champions. I do think it's interesting that it's not getting banned against him because it's not just like, oh, APA knows how to play Ziggs. It's they know what to do with Ziggs. Oh my gosh, can't get the arm wrestling people in the crowd. They know what to do with Ziggs in terms of lane assignments and turrets, and they know how to push their advantages with that.
Also, this is more important things to ban, right? The rail is one of them, Talia as well. I think something that TL has played very well and used very well. So
I think this is an Ahri ban by TL since everyone's just been hard banning.
If you win, you keep same bans. That's just how it goes.
Well, they switched something out because they switched sides in this game. C9 Lost actually opted for red side for game two.
A first pick Varus, I'm guessing, from Team Liquid. Often we see Kalista ban, and then it's answered by Varus ban. So C9 is probably thinking about it right now, if they want to ban Varus away or not.
Yeah, they banned Ashe in game one as their third ban.
Yeah.
We'll see, because CoreJJ's Ashe
It is worth mentioning that they probably banned the Ashe because they were going to give the Varus.
Oh!
Okay. And it is a Varus first pick.
Do you like that?
I would personally rather play the Varus side of no matter what matchup this is going to be.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's going to be Senna TK or Senna Nautilus. Perhaps a Siri if that's what C9 feels is the best way to play, like a hyper scaring.
Smolder probably ignored in this draft as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I feel the same way where I'm like, I'm a lot more concerned about Team Liquid being able to pick the Varus with the Kalista ban.
Yeah.
And how willing you were to play against Ziggs overall and the problems I don't think this game was necessarily Ziggs. Like, this just seems like you're now just opting to take the losing side of a matchup from bot side now.
Yeah, but also the Ziggs, as we talked about, is so strong apparently that they think they take a worse matchup in the bot lane just to ban the Ziggs, right?
Yeah.
This is where your player prowess actually gives you an advantage in draft.
I think he just goes Azael now.
He's like, AP draft is very simple. It's Talia, banned, okay, go 6, all 2 banned, and now let's go Azael. That's what happens when all of those 3 are banned.
He might just go Orianna as well. I know it's not a super signature champion for him, but it is something he's put a lot of games into. So he does have some options here.
Yeah, I think she also just usually gives you flexibility around draft. She fits into a lot of different styles of composition. The thing I'm super curious about is what C9 are going to pick up for JoJo, because obviously they went Senna. They opted to go for the Lee Sin, which has become a much more high prio pick throughout these playoffs. But JoJo has typically gone to the Yeon, which is something that TL did. Yeah, TL did ban in the first one. But I am really curious to see what they're going to stick JoJo on, as I assume it'll be the Tahm Kench coming through, and then we see the Volibear coming out for TL.
I hope for his sake that he picks something like Hwei or Orianna on 4 in this game instead of picking something like Yeon into the Nautilus. It's going to be hard. Also very heavily physical damage right now, and top lane doesn't have damage champs that do max damage. Besides Rumble, I guess. Kenna isn't that viable anymore.
It is a control mage.
It's going to be very hard to get magic damage if you go Yeon.
Yeah.
So probably it's going to be an Orianna or a Hwei, and then I'm guessing TL will respond with the same champ. Maybe Azael Soul for them.
Man, I bet they're wishing Azir was
Yeah.
available right now.
Azir definitely favors some team that he's being banned. Like TL, for example, is probably happy that he's banned every game. Meanwhile, FlyQuest and Senna are face palming. They're so sad about it.
I mean, we were all talking about Jensen being the one that was going to be the most harmed by the
he's doing
Azir,
well.
and he actually wasn't, because he's fallen back to Hwei and Karma and Talia really well.
It's definitely been JoJo
Karma.
for me, because he's been, in my eyes, the best Azir player throughout the split. Whereas for Team Liquid, APA literally throughout the entire offseason was spamming Azir to be able to play him, and was still struggling in the first few weeks. So it's actually insane how much that has helped Team Liquid with the Azir ban.
I also think it's super interesting with the Yone and the Aurelion Soul being banned already. Finally, we see the Cassante ban coming in. A lot of times, it's how much of a Fiesta game 1 was mid. They were just ganking it 24/7. And then also the randomness of what's happening in this draft, them both waiting for mid lane on 4-5, both getting additional bans thrown into mid lane. And it almost feels like top lane is an afterthought.
Yeah,
this draft.
absolutely.
Even though if we're looking at a FlyQuest series or something, we'd be thinking about Bwipo's 5 pick, but there's another mid lane ban at JoJo.
I think it's going to be Karma, Orianna for JoJo probably. Maybe a Renekton pickup for Fudge. Cassante is banned this game. Yeah.
No, Renekton.
This is more of a takeaway, I feel like, because Fudge has played champs like TF against Renekton.
Yeah.
It was banned last game as well. But they might think that just taking this away from Impact, forcing him to play something like maybe Gragas or something, is better.
It's an option for the Volibear to just go top lane.
That is true. Ripple Classic.
They flexed it before too.
So that's something I would still expect it to be Volibear mid, but they could always
top.
they can go Jax
as
top.
well.
Maybe
Impact
Poppy
played that
jungle.
before.
That's also something I think Impact is really comfortable playing as well.
Impact probably won't play the carries like TF, like Fudge would, but he would probably play something like Jax or Volibear or Gragas perhaps.
I mean,
probably Gragas, I'm guessing.
Are they blind picking Tristana mid?
They are blind picking Tristana mid, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Which means they need AB damage, which is Rumble.
I actually like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
This is probably Rumble's best matchup top, most common matchup.
Yeah.
It's the Renekton matchup. I feel like C9 could have just picked their control mage on 4. If they're gonna pick it into Tristana anyway.
Yeah.
But the outcome is the same.
At the very least, I think that Tristana allowed him to pick between Orianna and Hwei. I think if it was, I just kind of see Trist as the pick. I haven't honestly seen Tristan and Hwei very much at all.
Yeah, I just feel like they could have given Fudge counter pick and had him play something like Twisted Fate or another carry champ into the Renekton. Perhaps Gragas top would have been good as well.
Yeah.
Because I don't think jojopyun needs counter pick in this matchup to get a good pick anyway.
Who do you think wins this game?
I will say I think C9's draft is good, so I'll say C9.
All right, let's see if that ends up being true. Casters, take it away.
All right, thank you very much, Lounge. Welcome back, everybody. It's time for game number 2. Things looking a little bit different here. The 2 iconic champions for APA, the Aurelion Soul and the Ziggs, both banned out in this draft, so we'll have to see how he does on that Tristana.
Exactly, and this is something that has been talked about so much in the community. Everyone is like, APA so good on these 2 champs. And then the next obvious question becomes, well, why aren't they getting banned, right? Yeah. And the answer from Cloud9 was, well, the TL bot lane is too good. You can't actually spend all these bans on mid lane and expect to be able to take down that bot lane. This time, though, when TL lets mid pick drop to second round, they have the additional bans to spend on him. They throw a couple towards him, and we're going to see how he performs on the Trist.
Yeah, we're going to see how he performs on the Trist and how JoJo performs on his first Hwei game. Obviously, Hwei is their super new champion. So a lot of mid laners not quite haven't used him in a pro game quite yet, but JoJo going to be the first pro Hwei game for himself. I would say I'm still really scared about what you just gave to TL's bottom lane, because everybody has been so complimentary of their laning phase, and the 2v2 kills has been plentiful. And now you just gave CoreJJ Nautilus. Nautilus is the sought-after support champ. It is an engaged champ, which he is known for, and they've got a Volibear for early dives.
And Yeon was looking so good, you know, when he was playing this on-hit Varus earlier in the playoffs, was such a carry threat for the squad. And I think they really rounded out the comp well, you know, bringing in this Impact Rumble.
All right, as we're waiting for the minions to spawn, Raz is standing by for an interview with C9 coach Mythy.
That's right, I got Mythy with me. Tough loss of the last game. Any adaptations you have off of that one? Anything you told your team coming out of that one?
We misplayed tempo a little bit. We talked about it, but I mean, we have a different plan in this game in terms of like bot matchups, mid jungle matchups. So it's going to be a different game. So yeah.
Just specifically on this game, then, what win con do you have? Like, what do you want to see your team doing to be able to come out with a win here?
Well, early game should be a little rough, and then once we start getting our ults, we should be having an easier time in fights if things don't go too bad. So I think it should be a pretty straightforward team comp to play. Yeah.
Sweet. Appreciate that. Send it straight back to the casters.
Well, I mean, it sounds like he wants them basically playing safe in the early game. We'll see if they can survive in these early levels. Berserker very clearly aware of where TL would be in that brush and positioning to the left of VULCAN, so if anyone gets hooked, it's always going to be the TK.
Important thing to also note, Yeon is on the same pick as last game, but it is lethal tempo this time around instead of the Comet, so as opposed to lethality, should be the DPS version of Varus instead. We'll have that front line of the farming Kench and that Renekton to have to punch through.
Before we get into this, UmTi had some words for Blaber after beating 100 Thieves last week.
I think Inspired beats Blaber very a lot to me, to be honest. I think Blaber is I just like played with him a lot now, right? So I'm just being honest. Like, I don't think Blaber is a good player right now, because I feel Inspired is a very good jungler. So I think in the mind game, and he's playing the way Inspired is a very good jungler. So I think he's gonna beat Blaber. Yeah. Am I fine, guys? Zoom in on this. Am I fine, Yeon?
Inspired Eagle's gonna go off the roof.
Well, UmTi predicted correctly, and Inspired did send Blaber down to the lower bracket and into the matchup that UmTi wanted, and this is coming off of a pentakill for him. Let me remind you, to the position he's in now, he walked over the ward that was at Raptors. So Cloud9 saw, but couldn't really do anything about him stealing away that blue buff because the bottom lane was pushing.
Oh, APA tried to flash in for that last auto attack. I think it would have killed JoJo, but now APA barely lives the level up, guaranteeing that no random minion aggro would kill him off. They both are so incredibly low on health here. They're both not willing to back away. UmTi is hanging around off to the side. Blaber is doing the same. APA decides to head home.
Oh yeah, and they both knew where junglers were because of the invade on the blue quadrant there, so they could go ham. Blaber comes over, helps him push out the wave, but now no flashes in mid lane. Well, let's keep this exciting mid lane battle going.
That is kind of crazy. APA just was hard shoving, but actually missed a lot of farm while he's doing it because he's already down at CS. So his base is going to be quite a bit worse. Does end up just going with the call and the potion as he comes on back here. But that is a great start for UmTi. Gets in, takes away 2 enemy camps, and loses none of his own in the exchange. We can see this one more time. Wants to get that final charge of that E. The backstep there kind of costed him, but he was trying to play on the turret range, because if he stepped forward a little bit too early, then flashes, then he'll take that second turret shot for sure. And then this E with the Comet. 5 HP. What was it? 3 in the last one?
Game.
That is actually crazy.
That's 2 kills he's missed out on by a grand combined total of 8 health.
That is so tilting. To me, that is the #1 tilter for me when I'm playing League, is when you miss out on a kill by that much, and then you miss out on the next one by a little bit, and you're like, well, if I had that amp tome, I would have killed him for sure.
Now you got to start questioning yourself too. You got to go for some all-ins later on. But turns out APA is just the calculator, so playing the line. Now I want to see more Volibear aggression. This is one of the things with the Volibears that we've been having. UmTi actually is heading up to top side, whereas Blaber's already in Fog of War doing a lane gank on top side. So this could be a very good counter gank scenario.
Yeah. All right. Blaber's going to show up first. They immediately go in for some burst on Impact, who flashes away towards UmTi's direction. Remember, there's flash still available on Blaber and Fudge both. UmTi looking for that lock up here. Hits Blaber. Sky Splitter's going to find him there. Chuck him down to about half of the Sonic Wave into the resonating strike. Impact just cooks.
I was like, no, he's gonna do it, isn't he?
Oh my
no!
God, man! There ain't no way you take that. He's Ignite and he's about to overheat.
No,
his mind's telling him no, but his body was telling him yes. Now bot lane, it's Core and Yeon again, scrapping 2v2 against VULCAN and Berserker. VULCAN is low, but he's got the thick skin. Fudge going in after Impact. He manages to barely get the kill.
Saved right there.
Oh, C9 though, they're ready to continue the fight here in bottom lane. The 2v2 still ticking. Yeon has to get away. Berserker continuing to put the shots into Core. Yeon and Core both still with Flash, but they've used their other summoners.
Okay, all of the grubs here picked up in the Aftermath 2 for UmTi. Volibear annihilates those things. Bottom side, CoreJJ, nice little move here to block this skill shot and make sure that you can get your recall up for Yeon so he can get his critical boots upgrade.
And that is a tough start for Blaber, though. You spend your flash on this play just to die. As they go for the initial play, good flash out from Impact, and then it's just the run. So Fudge is staying in range so he can get that safeguard back towards him. And when this Q hits, clearly he's trying to bend it around onto him, but he is close to overheating, and he has to ignite. You just don't have that much damage early on. He gets close-ish. It's about 150. It looks like he was short.
Yeah, the shield cooldown for Rumble is super short too. Yeah. So maybe he was thinking he just saw him use the shield to move up through the lane, but the cooldown's so short that Impact had it up. But Fudge saves his mental. I feel like this was the big save here, and it's even with taking a tower shot. Yeah, but he got the kill. I feel like if he had died there,
that's toast.
That would have been just a complete explosion.
Yeah, that would actually be absolute disaster if he dies there. He lives. The Triumph is the only thing that actually kept him from not dying to the minions. He is now 6th, and he did rush towards that Hex Drinker, so going to be really strong in the 1v1. Of course, Impact, does get hurt pretty heavily if he gets ganked at this point because he is not playing DP. If you can put him back, put him down on XP, Fudge can maybe take over there.
That CS difference in top lane is massive, though. Plus 25 for Impact right now. Mid lane is telling a similar story. It's a plus 15, so not as bad, but it's JoJo taking command over APA in that one. As UmTi is level 6 on the Volibear, he's invading the enemy jungle yet again. He can see that enemy blue buff is about to respawn. Remember that he claimed the first one already. So he and CoreJJ are feeling confident stepping up here.
JoJo's coming, though.
JoJo wants to rotate over. There's a massive wave crashing into the turret that is being denied to C9's bot lane now. JoJo wants to get these guys back in EXP range. Core engages. They're going after Berserker here as UmTi flashes in. The Sky Splitter followed up with the ult, but they don't have the damage on Berserker just yet. UmTi has to try to get back away. APA's made the rotation over to the fight now. Berserker still trying to disengage. CoreJJ soaking the damage of VULCAN and JoJo both. Core still trying to get out, and Yeon kills off Berserker. Now C9 going back to the safety of the tier 1 turret as nobody on TL has died. Team Liquid, again, more coordinated and taking over the enemy jungle.
I don't know how many times we can say it, but this new TL is so much better at playing aggressive. They're not even done yet. Yeon with the inside route.
Yeon is making sure he's there on the flank, but now he's got to be careful. Sonic Wave, Resonating Strike, the Varus flashes back over the wall. Team Liquid has low HP on Core. They don't want to keep going forward just yet. CoreJJ is going to get caught. Dredgeline, the sacrificial lamb, and TL overstays their welcome. APA goofs the jump and has to flash over the wall to escape.
Yeah, APA just barely able to get out of there. Didn't have the distance on the rocket jump, flashes over the wall. This is insanity, but TL, they've talked about it. They're down to scrap. Fudge still has his ulti, so Impact cannot fully commit to this while he is silenced, but does have the ult and ignite himself. The fallout of this looked like it was going to be so much worse because I thought JoJo was going to get zoned off all the minions and it was going to be this full wave, collected by APA, and JoJo would lose his farm advantage as well. But at the end of the day, still really good stuff here from TL.
Yeah, the original play, I really like the follow-up invades on blue side, but then sticking around was the greedy part there, where they wasted a bunch of extra time, and then you get the recalls coming out and the arrivals from Cloud9 members. So definitely an overstay from Team Liquid. Sometimes they get a little too hyped up on your let's fight everything, let's get as aggressive as possible, but the original play was intelligent.
And Fudge there pops ulti in the bush. He was actually hoping the Impact was going to spend his spells on the wave, and then he was going to be able to jump on him and kill him. But Impact actually susses it out. He shoots an Electro Harpoon into the bush, hits him with it, tags him with the Comet, knows he's there, so the ulti ends up wasted. So this is going to be a freebie reset here for Impact. Gets the push, gets to come back. Core, though, could be in some trouble.
Yeah, he tries to dredge line out, but it's a lot of burst coming out from C9. CoreJJ will burst to the spiraling despair, and JoJo gets his second kill of the game.
And the part I want to highlight there is not how they pulled off the actual kill, but how they got there. And it was Blaber and Berserker getting here first to the vision play. These control wards around mid lane, these pockets of vision around mid lane, you know that Core is going to come walk here. Blaber got there first with Berserker. They got their vision up. And so then it made the actual execution of that pick so easy.
At the end of the day, though, you killed the support, that's cool, but he got 6 grubs. I'd way rather actually have those 3 extra grubs in this situation than that 1 support kill where you spent the Lee Sin kick as well. They do get it. We have to find out, can they get more here, though? They're going to look for Yeon.
Dive coming in alongside the TP. Yeon's the target for Blaber. As the Senna ulti flies over the top and Yeon hits the dirt. The dive continues, but VULCAN's gonna drop as APA reinforces. C9 still seeing what they might be able to find here with a 3v2. CoreJJ tanking him up as long as he can. Jojo goes for the crushing maw. He finds a little bit of CC, but not enough damage. APA and Core dancing around the molten fissure as Berserker and Blaber are still looking for their chance to re-enter. Jojo goes on a killing spree, and APA is alone in the dark. Berserker gets the kill, and C9's up 6-3.
Again, another instance of
He's seen on the ward, though. He can actually E him and stop this.
Oh. Yeah, he was able to walk away. But another instance of using enemy time while you know they're going for grubs for a bottom side play. We'll see if that's going to end up being enough to actual snowball. But look at this. 3 kills for JoJo. The Hwei being fed is massive. This thing scales so incredibly well for teamfights. Yeah. So much long range and AoE damage. It is going to be at the cost of another objective, though. So not only all those grubs, but now you get the dragon in the reset there for UmTi. He was able to chase Blaber and stop the recall like you're talking about. So that delays your tempo. And so Blaber is now going to be late to the next play. But Berserker is early.
Fudge trying to slice and dice forward, commits the flash to lock down Impact, who flashes away so Berserker can't get the follow-up lockdown. Team Liquid's top laner survives while his team takes the Drake on the other side of the map.
I really want to see how Impact plays throughout the mid game and the late game on this pick as well. He's had some really good early games on the Rumble. There was one in particular where he got monstrously fed. Ended up falling behind, though, because he spent so much time grouping, so much time playing for the team, which really is the way he generally plays the game. But when you're playing without TP and you constantly group, you can fall behind in levels, you can fall behind in farm. Yeah. And that's something that he has to be careful of and really needs to make sure that he's prioritizing his own game at times.
All right, we got a fight in the jungle.
Blaber going for the kick. UmTi is knocked into the waiting arms of C9, and Blaber sets it up for the kill. 2-1-4 here in the Lee Sin as Yeon's in danger. The tongue finds him, and the rest of C9 ain't far behind. Yeon gets underneath the turret with 400 HP left. Blaber goes for the dive and kills Yeon through the flash. CoreJJ barely trying to escape here with a spiraling despair on him as Impact shows up to finish off VULCAN, at least getting one back to the side of Team Liquid.
JoJo poking around, and Blaber keeps hitting these Qs under tower. Regardless if they even get another kill here, they're going to force them off the tower into more turret plates. You see the Hex get used from UmTi, though. We keep the action rolling here in the LCS, baby.
I mean, both teams are down to scrap. Both teams have decided, no, we are not going to give anything up. If you're going to come fight us, we're going to not back off. We're going to go right at you. And it's nice to see a bit of a bounce back game here from the Cloud9 mid jungle. You know, you were kind of joking, oh, it's going to be all rel and, you know, tanks and whatnot. Blaber goes to Lee Sin. He has this horrible play on top side to start the game off, but it doesn't make him go back to being passive. He continues playing aggressive. He's paired up with JoJo, and they've gotten a ton done for the team.
All right, only 12 kills here in a almost 14-minute game, though. Those are rookie numbers. We can pump those up. We need to get to at least a kill per minute to really live up to the action. This is a massive place for Cloud9, though, because you saw it on the analyst test at the beginning of the day. They did a breakdown of Cloud9 gold leads and win losses. They have a very low win rate if JoJo and Blaber are not ahead. Well, guess what? Those are the 2 players with a bunch of the kills for Cloud9 in this game, and they're going for an invade.
Another fight's coming up as C9 puts all 5 men in the top side river. UmTi engaging initially on the Fudge. They force out the dominance. The Croc will drop, and Impact's taking the kill. VULCAN has to flash out as Team Liquid won't find any more here just yet. They got a lot of help still to work with. APA jumps in. They sidestep some of the CC coming out from C9. VULCAN still burning. Yeon goes in to kill him, and APA's ready to follow up. The shutdown on JoJo is massive. Team Liquid finds 3 for nothing, and Rift Herald's on the rift.
That is a huge fight there for Liquid. And just like that, the game was even. Now they're 2.5k up. They're about to grab the Herald, likely to take a tower off that as well. What a big swing in the game.
Right before that fight, I was going to say it may be hyperbolic, but I feel like JoJo has made more impact in this game than the past 4 that he played put together. And then, right at that critical moment, he and 2 other Cloud9 players get caught. The lead for Team Liquid just explodes.
You didn't even have to say it. You cursed them with your mind.
Psychic caster curse complete, as here's another look at how it went down.
Yeah, all right. On live, it showed that VULCAN had his ult, but he actually did not. That was incorrect. I checked in game, so this is correct. He did not have his ulti. If you were wondering why he didn't gobble up Fudge. And then as Cloud9 is retreating, they decide, hey, maybe we can actually stay around and find some sort of a fight. But that Chains of Corruption from Yeon gets the resets. APA piles forward, all of TL commit.
Yeah, the chain spreading there to JoJo. JoJo got locked up on a Volibear E, and UmTi just flashed to 100% him, deleting him. Thank you for the bounty, Team Liquid on top again.
Hwei's only safety mechanism is you can't hit him. As soon as somebody breathes on him wrong or looks at him the wrong way, he dies.
And that's why it's so critical that Tahm Kench had no ulti in that fight, right? You know, Tahm Kench couldn't save him. JoJo now in the side lane.
Here we go. Volibear ulti turns off the turret. JoJo's staying alive for now, but APA is ready to hop, skip, and jump his way to another kill. It will be a 1-for-1 trade, but APA's got to try to get away now. Berserker and Fudge and Blaber all collapsing. The play will ultimately favor C9.
Yeah, interesting here too, because this is 30 seconds ahead of Dragon, so that very well could set them up for an objective on top of it. This one case, a little bit of an over chase from Team Liquid under the tower to make sure that they get JoJo, and he does use his flash this time around, so Fudge gets to stick around with the pushing lane on top side, finish up the outer top turret here, and they get to use Hex Skates to get over to Dragon Spawn first if they actually want to go for it.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, if TL's going to try to go out there, because APA will have TP, Fudge will have no TP and no ulti, so the Renekton definitely a lot weaker than the Rumble in this upcoming fight if they're going to scrap for it. Cloud9 do have Proud to start it up first here, but we'll see. TL have time to get out there and try to fight it if they want.
At least it's still a big advantage to get there first and get a Scuttle Crab. Scuttle Crab vision actually helps a lot for those. Actually, it looks like the spawn was wrong on it. We get a ward down here instead, and Impact gonna walk his way in. APA, as you said, he's got teleport, so Tristana can quickly push on top side and time advantage to TL.
And this gets so awkward because now JoJo has to be the one to actually answer him, but he's on the opposite side of the map. So I think TL is just gonna play through sides. They play this mid game really, really well with APA. If Fudge shows up there, APA just backs off and you get a free Dragon because he can actually answer with the TP and then it'd be a 5v4. So Cloud9, just based on the positioning of the map, basically have to give up this Dragon for free just because APA showed top and they didn't have the right man there to answer.
Nicely done from TL. They will secure their second Drake of the game. They will take an advantage in Drake count alongside the gold that they're still leading by almost 1,500. C9's going to take the opportunity to push down mid lane, but Team Liquid's coming in to try to cut them off. Berserker manages to get everybody else out of there with some of that mist to cover their escape, but the Rift Herald earlier earned by Team Liquid is summoned up in mid, and now things have been turned around. It is C9's mid lane tier 1 that will collapse first.
I wanted to see them drive it and get their extra little void mites from having 6.
They did drive it, but drive it after the card crash. He got in.
All right, crash card, the side of the road, hop in. Yeah, just blows up. Doesn't really matter though. Again, just get back to your game plan. Tristana, side lane, push it out. APA, go ahead and get top side going.
Yeah, and you look over at Impact. He is super fed this game. He's kept up his farm. He's got 4 kills. He's pretty much even with where Fudge is on farm, but Fudge is pushing bot. They're gonna be able to trade a tower back. The question is, does Fudge die for this? Because he has no TP to get out, and a lot of TL members are coming in. I wonder if he just executes knowing he's gonna die, but it's too late for that even.
Yeah, you can't execute at this point. Fudge trying to stand and fight for as long as he can, but 1v2, I don't think it's happening. Sky Splitter's not gonna find him. They at least force the ulti out of UmTi's Volibear, but Impact goes on a rampage. That's his 5th kill of the game.
So let's look at where the members were when Fudge pushed all the way up to here, though, for Cloud9. He had 2 members in base, and then the other 2 members were here defending tower. So that one definitely a pretty big blunder as far as your map-wide pressure. He does go down, and it was kind of easy for TL to trap him there. Meanwhile, the only other thing like the rest of your team can do really is push out a couple waves, and those minions are going to get easily caught by TL anyway.
I guess I will say, he gets the 2 ults out, he gets a tower, he gives it's kind of life for a tower, and there's no objective really on the map. So maybe his thought process is, if they don't come, I get this freebie. If they do come, at worst, it's kind of a trade, and there's nothing they can capitalize on the map.
Getting the outer tower, that took a couple seconds, but getting the next wave and pushing again is what got him killed. So, a little bit rough.
Okay, right now it's still about a 2,500 gold lead for TL. 20 minutes into the game, so Baron's on the board. Remember, last game it was just about 21 minutes and 55 seconds. The TL claimed the first Baron. And I think both these teams have to be cognizant of the fact that we're almost at 1 kill per minute in this game so far. Anything could happen. Team Liquid invading the enemy jungle yet again. C9 trying to put down some vision, maintain control if they can.
Cloud9 was sweating that they were about to dive JoJo right there. That was the TP from VULCAN from mid lane to that top lane brush, because he clearly thought, I'm not going to be able to get here in time. I have to go immediately before they get there to be able to save him. TL just back off. They get that TP out for free, so not going to be too bothered about it. But APA is going to be showing on this bot wave, and we'll see if Cloud9 tries to do anything with it, because Fudge is roaming up to the team. They have 5 right now.
I feel like Team Liquid really values taking those teleports away since they're down 1-3 in the count. But Blaber and Fudge are going to face check the brush. A nice equalizer in the middle of the fight as VULCAN tries to keep Blaber alive with a Devour. He gets him away for now. UmTi's got to be careful as Berserker tries to fire back and find a kill. Team Liquid ain't going to grab anybody just quite yet as C9 disengages.
Yeah, they are going to be able to back it off, but still, scary moment there for Cloud9. They did have the extra man. If APA was already there and didn't have TP in, that would have been kills for sure.
Yeon now forced to flash out again. The crushing maul would have spelled his doom. Very important that that Team Liquid AD carry now has neither one of his summoner spells.
That was actually a kind of like secret OP play from Cloud9. They didn't have a lot of options, and they hard forced to get a teleport, and now in the repeat play, they got a flash out. So, well, it looked like, it's kind of risky for them. They got 2 really big cooldown victories out of it. And they did have to blow VULCAN's flash, so Tahm Kench got a little bit dicey there. But honestly, at this point in the game, you kind of have to make those plays, because now the Varus has no summoner spells, so maybe they can find an opening.
And what I was saying right before that fight, it's even more important because APA is the lone teleport on Team Liquid. As long as you get rid of that, you're severely impacting their macro play.
Yeah, it's definitely a big deal, but at the same time, if Blaber took a little bit more damage and you die there, Baron's gone and your game is pretty gone. So it's definitely a high-risk play. Face checking in that spot, but they were able to keep him safe with the Tahm Kench, and Cloud9 just wanting to continue playing through mid. APA shows top, he has no TP, so they have to force now. So it's up to TL to just try to clear out this wave, and that's why Impact is moving up to support the team, and he just about has Equalizer, so they're gonna get this tower top. We'll see if Impact just drops the Equalizer to defend here.
Yep, that's gonna be the recipe for success. Dredgeline goes in and finds VULCAN. The Tahm Kench is the target here at the very start, but Fudge has made it teleport into the fight. Impact goes golden, and C9's ready to fire back. The flashback out from the Rumble. The damage is enough, and JoJo hits him from downtown. Team Liquid try to defend, but 4v5, it does not work. C9 can hard force the tier 1 turret now as APA split pushes up in the top lane. He'll claim the tier 2, but what's the follow-up from Cloud9?
Pretty smart play here from Cloud9. They follow up by punishing that teleport that you talk about. They don't have, and they're able to get the 4v5 that they want. This is the exact sequence that Cloud9 want when they were starting the other one. I don't think they want this, though.
Well, they've got no idea. I think they just get this for free.
Oh,
somebody's got to go check there.
I am seeing pings. I am seeing Cloud9 pings on the Baron pit.
Oh, Fudge
They're trying to make their way over.
They don't know, maybe they're recalling.
Oh, man. Team Liquid is about to pull off the heist here in game number 2. 23.5-minute Baron for Team Liquid.
Man, that is heartbreak for Cloud9, because previous to that series of plays really makes Cloud9 think, we could be right back in this. We got the dragon. We got a big shutdown for our Hwei mid lane. We took a tower there. Yeah, we lost one top, but we are feeling really good. After that, though, they lose Baron.
You're feeling
that
less
is
good.
Devastating, man.
When you hear the roar of the Baron, you're feeling less good.
You think this might be over, and then you start thinking that's 2-0. The series might be over. So
focus up, focus up, lock in.
Ooh, and APA is letting him know. Should have kept an eye on that one, but CoreJJ might have just got caught here in the enemy jungle. Equalizer to try to protect him. VULCAN to the front line with a thick skin, but it might not be enough to protect him. APA finds a kill, but they'll trade him for Impact. Now, where else is the fight? APA picks up another, and Blaber is down. Berserker flashes over the wall to escape UmTi. The Sky Splitter hits him, but there's no follow-up here. It's a 2-for-1, favoring Team Liquid.
they can get straight to pushing too here. Let's see, APA on the bottom side. There's a big follow-up play from him to actually chase down Blaber, because Blaber used everything, the flash kick there, to kick in Impact, thinking that maybe if we take down this Fed Rumble for once, you know, we have a chance at the fight. But a really good answer there as APA chased him then down and allows TL to use this Baron buff, because Cloud9 almost actually kind of nullified some of the pushing power that you would have got with Baron buff with the fight. But look at this. As he goes in and they get the kill here, it's trade kills, but APA already rocket jump after Blaber. He flashes to make sure they can get the kill, and then they force Berserkers as well. So TL will still be able to get a lot out of this Baron buff.
Yeah, Cloud9 though, you can't blame him for taking that fight. You know, when you're up against this Baron push, you kind of know the only way you're going to be able to stall them is actually by taking a fight, killing them off, you know, getting them off the map. But TL now 4K in the lead here. They do have Impact down on bot side, so again, that is always going to be that opportunity for Cloud9 if they find one, knowing he cannot join. They have to play really well around their globals, use that TP advantage to try to create some sort of a window where they can maybe find a big play from Blaber. Because really, he's the only kind of big X-Factor champion, it feels like, on this team.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the defensive power, the range of Senna and of Hwei, but neither one of them just does the, oh my god, he did it type of moment. So Team Liquid currently firmly in the driver's seat.
Sometimes when I see the Hwei explosion combos with the ultimate and the giant circle coming down, I'm like, oh my god.
I mean, I just type Riot in all caps
oh my god, he did it about my teammates, but not in a good way. So really, when you think about it, you can do it on any champ.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Team Liquid invading this bot side jungle again. UmTi really likes this enemy blue side jungle. He is hanging out here all the time.
I gotta say, UmTi's improvement on Volibear has been really, really big. This time around was so much better. Staying super aggressive with it, going for bottom side of the map camp. Remember how many times he camped down here and got them pushing and got the super early tower for TL? Yep. Really big reason why they're in the mid game that they are in right now. And it's an easy 4-1 split push. The teleport on APA is back and available, so he can explode top lane minions while the rest of the team tries to just kind of safely keep up their pressure on bottom side. You always kite a little bit back as soon as Cloud9 members move up and just buy APA more time on top.
Kobe, I really respect your dedication to Volibear. I can always trust your academic levels of knowledge on this champion, on who's performing and not, as APA tries to escape from JoJo.
Blaber's coming, so this
Hwei can do a lot of damage, but he's got to hit the damn spells. JoJo loses half HP there. APA knows somebody else has got to be on the way. JoJo still chasing. APA rocket jumps in. The fear hits APA, and Blaber takes him down. No Buster shot is going to save you from the damage burst of the Lee, so nicely done from C9 to find that.
Yeah, well played there. They knew the flash was down for APA because he spent it on Blaber on bot side. It cost them more than they wanted. They would have loved to get out of this without spending JoJo's flash, but because some of these skills missed early on, it did have to be forced. But at the end of the day, they do get that shutdown, and that is a pretty big one here.
I opened up all chat during that little 1v1 between APA and JoJo's just to see if they were going to say anything, like actually mid-fight.
Mechanics.
During the, like, as he missed 2 skill shots, but since APA died, no chat from their side. Yeah, exactly. And Cloud9 are losing, so no chat from JoJo's side.
I've got to say, though, this position, I love playing a lot of Tristana mid. When you're looking over at the other side, everyone is kind of paper. I mean, VULCAN's building a bit of armor, but he's so far behind, you don't really care.
Right.
He's already got the LDR. He's working on his 4th item. And then you look at Renekton, he's got no defensive stats. He has a Mana Eclipse. Like, this guy is paper as well. And the Lee Sin is also very squishy, so if he can free fire, it's his game to win.
All right, welcome to the NA ramp. 5 players staring down 5 other players in the mid lane. Dredgeline goes off as the equalizer is just cooking Berserker. UmTi goes in, he wants to try to kill him, but Berserker is still alive and VULCAN is not. UmTi continuing to chase away the back line of C9. He might just die for him, but Fudge is going to drop first. A double kill of an APA, and the man wants more. He gets feared out of it, so Team Liquid's only going to get the 2 kills for now, but they didn't lose a single man to do it.
That was juicy, and Team Liquid finish up the objective afterwards.
That equalizer from Impact absolutely ended the fight before it even began.
It plus the Volibear E almost just killed Berserker. Berserker, if he was not Senna and was able to get out of that, then heal back up, would have been annihilated. Huge, huge fight there for TL. That is Dragon number 3. That is your Dragon Soul point. Next one will be Dragon Soul, and here's another look at it. Just look at Berserker right now, by the way, because it is going to be painful. You see the Volibear E and the Rumble ultimate taking him down, and then Volibear jumps in to try and finish it off. That is incredibly close. It allows the rest of Team Liquid to chase down the other two Cloud9 members. VULCAN and Fudge both annihilated, while UmTi was able to chase off the entire 3 rest of members of Cloud9.
You can see the look on Fudge's face, on Mithy's face. It's starting to sink in that this game is probably over, and you are going to be having to try to pull off the reverse sweep here. As that equalizer, cooked up Berserker, but also JoJo was down about 20%. Blaber was maybe 30 or 40%. Like, the fight is just done just like that. And Impact's having a hell of a game on the Rumble. And now TL, maybe one Baron, maybe one Dragon away from taking this and pushing themselves to match point.
CoreJJ with the flash over the wall from the dredge line into the back line, and now Blaber's gonna get bursted before the fight even starts. Fudge the second target, and Team Liquid is taking no prisoners. APA goes on a killing spree, and Team Liquid goes on a victory march. APA misses out on the next kill because Berserker is protected by the mist, but TL, 5 men strong, going back for their second Baron of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be an easy Baron for them as they're rolling over this whole series. Not even this game. If they win this one, it's already going to be elimination match next game for Cloud9.
That is crazy. 8.4K gold lead here for TL. Cloud9 Super Team was built for one reason, to dominate the LCS. It has not been their road, and they're looking up against it in this one as Core just finds angle, hex flash over the wall, finds the hook. The instant Devour has to come out, and again, the equalizer just feels like that's the end of the fight. Like, the equalizer comes down, the Chains of Corruption land onto Blaber. Blaber's instantly dead. Fudge says, all right, we just gotta send it, tries to make something happen, but he can get nothing done. He's so squishy.
At this point, it kind of feels like going through the motions. They're like, oh, we got to get something done.
Spawn's getting ready to talk to his team.
TL coaching staff, they know where this one is going. And honestly, it kind of felt like the Cloud9 members also know where it is going. Walking straight down there into the fog of war against Core.
There's a series of movies starring Denzel Washington called The Equalizer, where he's an old man who kicks ass and takes names. I'm starting to think Impact might just be Denzel Washington on this Rumble.
Ever seen us in the same room at the same time?
No, I never have. Perhaps could just be the same dude, because he is equalizing Cloud9 today in this series. Team Liquid up almost 9,000 gold, pushing 2 lanes of one.
Now I want to see Impact in training day. And having him train up another top laner. TL, though, they're going to finish off the base. Topside inhibitor turret is down. Mid lane will be short to follow. Cloud9 trying to make something happen here as Fudge teleports out.
Fudge wants the flank, but it ain't going to work. Team Liquid staying strong as floor. And now, goodbye to the Croc. VULCAN has to gobble him up. They're trying to get away. C9 on the full retreat as APA continues being a thorn in their side on the split push angle here with this Tristana. It's exactly what you said, Isaac. Nobody can stop him. They are all paper, and this man's looking like a pair of scissors. Team Liquid pushing down the mid lane now. The tier 3 turret will crumble immediately as C9 scrambles just to try to defend. Impact continues maintaining his position here in the front line, scaring him away with just a flame spitter. Team Liquid has super minions spawning in 2 separate lanes as C9 digs in for what could be the final team fight of game number 2. Nexus turrets under pressure. Team Liquid has the first one nearly already killed. C9 trying to decide when are they going to fight. Team Liquid still no damage on these health bars. CoreJJ goes in. The turret immediately falls. JoJo dies instantly, and there's no hope for C9. VULCAN falls next. A double kill for Yeon. It's 3 dead C9 players, make it 4. Team Liquid going to match point.
Absolute domination. Game 1, game 2. TL wiped the floor with Cloud9. Cloud9 trying to come back with a different look, with a different comp, but it's the same result for TL. Better team fighting, better map play, advantages through side lanes, really well executed in the 5v5. Impact absolutely stood out in this one as having so many great ultimates.
This one is looking so scary for Cloud9. It is dire. You have 1 game left to save your season.
If you don't win this series, you're not playing again till summer split. That's a couple of months away. That's a long time to have to sit there and think about all the different ways that this series could have gone.
And this will be back-to-back splits for JoJo that he misses out on an international tournament after after losing to APA. You know, this was the Cloud9 super team built up to dominate the region. They are now one game away from being eliminated.
And you can see in the player cams and the coach cams, you brought it up a little bit in the moment, the looks of frustration on the faces of Cloud9. They're going to have to rebound after this one. But we're heading over to the LCS Lounge to break it all down.
Thank you very much, Flowers. What a start to this series. What's surprising?
Yeah, because I had a 3-2 in favor of Cloud9. I thought it would be a scrap. I thought it would be a lot more competitive. And unless it's just a random, like, reverse sweep, I'm doomed. I'm off the ship. It's over. It's over for me.
I mean, I did think it could swing heavily in either direction.
Yeah.
I know that's a bit of a cop-out prediction because it's, to me, like Cloud9 is still a one-dimensional team where they, if they win their lanes hard, they have a chance of winning, but they haven't won the early game in a big way in either of these games. I think part of that, to me, is because even if TL loses a skirmish, they're usually getting something on the other side of the map. So they're just never really that far behind in the game. And then stuff like this.
5 HP.
The mid lane is... So
Douglas!
5 HP there, and he was 3 HP in game one. Oh my God, that's got to be so tilting.
Yeah.
All the old chat after that.
This might be tilting too. How low does Impact get? 150, not that low.
Yeah, that wasn't that close at all, actually.
That wasn't that close.
Yeah, overheat, shield, and everything. That
I
was
will
tough.
say, getting the grubs here and giving up your ball lane was not worth it for Team Liquid. This was a big play in the game that really put him behind. Well, not behind, but made the game even, I guess.
Definitely delayed the power spike. Here we're kind of wondering, I think we'll probably, let's go back like 10 seconds and pause it, kind of just the start of this clip, because I want to know what C9 is hoping happens there.
Yeah, because they already have the river,
pause it
right,
here.
for the Herald. So why would they want to go further into the chokes against, you know, Rumble, Varus, even Nautilus ult, when they just start the Herald and fight in their control?
You need to start the Herald, let Team Liquid walk into the river, and then maybe you can fight them, because you can't just walk at them with the Renekton when there's two attack speed 80 carries.
Perhaps they thought there was a pick angle, and then Fudge is like, okay, now the pick angle is over, so I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah.
Gets engaged on by UmTi.
Yeah, we can roll it through. This was, I think, one of the big turning points in the game. This was, it is, I'm half memeing here.
Yeah.
They were pretty even in gold at 14 and a half minutes. They lose this fight, they're down in gold at 50 minutes, and we know they haven't won a game when they're down in gold at 50 minutes.
0% win chance.
Yeah, it was actually over after this moment.
Simple.
It's crazy. God, even in the play that you were talking about with the grubs, the fact that that play took so long for C9, and that they ended up losing Drake off of it anyways, it just kind of made it so Team Liquid can just, for the rest of this game, play around Drakes. They already had a gold lead, but it was just tough for Cloud9 to really do anything because they couldn't trade an additional dragon off of the bot lane dive. And I mean, APA was just going crazy from that point forward.
Yeah, it was cool to see him bring out the Trist, because I think we've seen it a lot in LPL, a little bit in LCK. Trist does a lot of things, as we see.
Let's back that up.
Let's
see that equalizer again. Let's see that one more time.
One more time.
It plays very similarly, right? When you send her to sides. So
yeah, we're watching this. We're watching this perfect equalizer.
Again.
I made a comment while we were watching the game. I was like, man, I wish Rumble didn't have all the kills.
I will say, C9 is definitely putting someone into very bad positions against Rumble. Like here, there's a massive rock next to them, and then there's just Rumble is just there, killing everyone.
And Berserker and JoJo seem to constantly get hit by the same Rumble ults.
Yeah. Doing a lot of them. Here, I will say this was a good engagement chord.
That was godlike hook.
There are sometimes bad positioning, like last fight. This was a good hook, a good play. And next hook is good too.
Yeah.
He just had a really good game. That X Flash, just to find that angle, and there it is.
Yeah, we'll say when I saw TL losing the lane in this game, in this matchup, I thought they were going to have a hard time. But they actually played really well outside lane phase.
Yeah.
So very impressive by TL to keep their composure even after a bad early game, so to speak, from their bot lane at least.
AP's been able to generate a lot of gold outside of lane in both games on Ziggs and Trist. We have about a minute and a half before break. What does C9 have to do to not get swept, Sven?
I think last game they should have picked mid lane on 4. Just pick Hwei or Orianna, whatever, and then give Fudge last pick. I know some people don't like the kind of pick top, but I think the TF last pick against Renekton is really good. It's very easy to play. TF is super good for everyone. It can get his ball in a minute ahead if he wants to. I think that will be a big change for that game specifically. Or maybe just pick JoJo's champ earlier in the draft if you want to.
Yeah. And I also just think the execution of some of the plays that are existing that are supposed to help them have just been really messy. Specifically, like there was the top play that you mentioned right at the top where he just like flashes, tries to guess the Q, execute on Rumble.
Yeah. Wasn't even close.
Exactly. And then there's the bot lane dive that just goes way too long. And I think a lot of their execution on plays that should be positive for them, and that they have been succeeding in prior years, are just fumbling now. So that's the one thing that they need to clean up going into the next one.
Yeah, and I think overall, Cloud9 still yet to win a game this year when they're down in gold at 15 minutes. That speaks more largely to the lack of team cohesion that they've had ever since assembling this roster. They either smash in lane because they're really talented players, but to this point, they haven't really made it click. And I think they're at the breaking point here, actually. They lose one more game in the next 3. They don't go to MSI. They can't win finals. And I think it would be seen as a huge failure for this Cloud9 organization. So the pressure has to be extremely high for them right now because they need to win. They need to win the next 3 games.
Yeah.
What's that?
If you lose, you can win. That's what Dad just said.
No, I love that a lot. You know what I love more about that? More than that?
What?
A Patoga.
Okay, really? Really, Raz?
I'm being honest. I'm being honest. And for you people at home, I'm just telling you.
You people.
I promised you guys that I would get you guys a Patoga if you wanted it. That QR code right here, that's your Patoga. It's a nice, you can go to sleep in it. You can go to work in it.
Yeah, wow.
If you're at home, you're taking a meeting call, you can be in a goddamn Patoga. So go ahead and take it. You have a chance to win if you scan that QR code. Go ahead and get it. Well, we'll see you guys after the break.
Fudge waiting for next one. 3 seconds. Oh, holding the zone, guys. This is the zone. I'm coming. Wait, thank you. 1 second. Just keep running this guy. Guys, Senna no flash. 1 HP. Senna's go almost dead. I'm looking for. Storm Renekton. I think Renekton. Big win, guys. Big win. Renekton. Big win. That can be big win. No flash. Everybody no flash. Everybody no flash.
They are all paper, and this man's looking like a pair of scissors.
Red Bull gives you wings.
There he is. It's right there.
Cover more ground in the Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid. Kia, movement that inspires.
Look what I've just made. The perfect pearl.
Not too bad, but check this out.
Whoa, a true Venus clam.
Red Bull gives you wings.
The new Red Bull Sea Blue Edition with the taste of Juneberry. Wings for every taste.